Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And I will introduce our liaison to Tanzania, Rose Funga. It looks like you're up already. I see your video. Hopefully audio and presentation come up all right, and you can get started. Let's see.
Okay, thank you. Is that clear on your end?
Yes, perfect. Go for it. And I hear your audio as well. Take it away, and you got 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name, as introduced, is Rose Funga, liaison for Tanzania. I'm a CEO of Altitude X, which is a company that I lead on drone services. Happy to be here and having the opportunity to do this. Trying to go to the next slide. There I am. So Tanzania is a country just next to Kenya of 60 million people plus. And in terms of milestones, we've had a lot of milestones on the agriculture end, and we have organizations that are pushing in the agriculture, so plant health, European Union, FAO, as well as we've had capacity training programs by universities, but as well as private companies. When it comes to the Aviation Authority, they've been making progress, and the progress has been on regulations. We launched the BV laws last year, so it's the regulations are up and very easily. They are very accommodating in terms of allowing drones to be tested in that space. Agriculture remains to be one space that the government is taking part in and putting a lot of efforts. And when it comes to private sector, we've just last year had our first drone user conference, and that same will be happening this year. And we also had very big delegations from Germany who came to sort of try to find collaborators. So that space is open, and it's open on both ends because as much as we use drones in the country, most of them are out of the box and mostly DJI kind of drones. So the space is really open to people who wants to come in. And like I said, the regulations also allow that as well. In terms of public settlements, we have drones in agriculture is what people understand right now. And the government, like I said, supports that. So it's a repetition. But then when it comes to the negative end, there's a lot of concerns around security. And I think it's also lack of education that most people think that is very stringent in terms of regulations and things that they have to follow. Some of the success story includes the Tanzania plant health and pesticide. You see that the agriculture angle is moving very fast, as well as support from multiple organizations. And the Aviation Authority, in the past, it used to be a manual process. So now at least they have an online system where you can ask and get all these permits and whether to import, whether to operate, and you can get in a split of seconds because once you make the payments, then they process the papers for you. In terms of events, so few have been happening in the country. One is to note is the user conference, the drone user conference I talked about. So we had one last year, expecting another one this year. And it's really open to collaboration. In the past, it used to be, last year it was strictly DJI, but the ones that are organizing this are open to invite other people to come in. There's a push for STEM starting because Tanzania has a lot of youth. I think over more than 50% of the population, the young population. So there's a push and welcoming end in terms of youth and drones. And agriculture seems to be one thing that is really pushing the ends. So there's capacity training by private and government entities. So overall, the same song that I've been singing, there's potential, huge potential in terms of agriculture, but then also infrastructure and environmental monitoring. We've seen drones being used in that space. And then the government is really open and interested, and so is the Aviation Authority. And opportunities in crop monitoring, pest control, and precision agriculture. Environmental, including wildlife conservation, climate change mitigation, and deforestation tracking. Regulation, as much as they're working right now, but there's still space into improving and making it in a way that they can easily like track the drones that are actually operating in this space, and training and job creation and skills as well. So, like I said, it's a very young population, and things like drones and eVTOLs are things that this population consume a lot, and that space is open. Challenges still remain on a bit of the regulations, perception. There's perception in terms of security, privacy, and safety, as well as costs. So, like I said, that most of the drones that are operated here are DJI drones and out of the box, and we know that they're not cheap. So that part is still a barrier. When it comes to what I do, personally, I run Altitude X, and we are into agri-tech in terms of spraying pesticide and spreading fertilizer. But we're also into telecommunication and power lines in terms of monitoring and creating the digital twins for this asset in a way that it sort of bring down the cost for the operators. And we're also into surveillance in things like pipelines. That's the space that we operate. With that, I would like to thank you all. I'll put my LinkedIn contact, URL in the chat. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you very much as well. And so we'll go to our liaison to Malawi. It's Tadala Makaluni. Tadala. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, and you can go ahead and take over the screen as well for your presentation.
All right.
You got your audio, sounds good.